Greetings and good time zone. I hope people are doing well today. I am tired, as usual. But I really want to play more of this. I didn't get very much done last night. I gathered very little. Though I did go and explore the Churning Mists. So I just have like this to go up to. One of my gathering, my botany I think it was, pointed me towards a location up here, which I can't reach. I think I need flying to be able to get there, because it's a floating island that's way above this area, and it didn't look like there was any way across from here, at least on the map online, on the wiki. The only other thing that I did was I just got a few more levels in Carpenter. And then I tried getting an early night's sleep, at least for me. Didn't go to plan. So today I'm gonna start with the MSQ and probably just turn in this quest, Mountaintop Diplomacy, which will ding me to level 58. Then I'm gonna do Wheels of Justice, my Machinist quest. And then I think I get another Machinist quest at 58. So let's go to Old Gridania, Conjurer's Guild. Hi Puncher, how are you today? I hope you're well. Oh god damn it. I was gonna go to the settings because I realised something that I missed. You know, I saw they made the speed limit in UK like 20 miles per hour. 20? Are you sure about that? It's normally 30. I know in Scotland, I think, in town centres or city centres, I think they made it 20. Which makes more sense. There's more people. I don't like corned beef. So no. But our speed limits are kind of weird. Especially on the motorway. There are no speed limit signs. But the speed limit is there. So anyway, I sent word to the Elder Seedseer upon arriving in Gridania, and I am pleased to report that she has agreed to grant us an audience. If anyone can help us to contact the 12'swood Moogles, it is she. We are expected at the Lotus Stand. I trust you are familiar with the Conjurer stationed at its entrance? Yes. Also, where's my sound gone? Or is... Oh, god damn it. Sometimes my keyboard turns down my sound. And I don't know why. There we go. I did want to look at system config. And was it sound effects probably? Yeah. Because some of them were a little loud yesterday. The Elder Seedseer awaits you. Pray follow me. Yes, let's go to the Lotus Stand. Please be voice acted. Please, 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 please. Oh, damn it! I bid you welcome, friends. The Admiral spoke of having met with you, but 'tis no less of a relief to see you safe and hale with my own eyes. Or mine own eyes. We humbly thank you for agreeing to receive us upon such short notice, my lady, and for all you have done for us in our absence. Would that it were solely to express our gratitude that we came to you this day. Alas, the tides of battle yet dictate our comings and goings. Elder Seedseer, we would beg your wisdom in a matter that may finally bring an end to the Dragonsong War. Speak on, friend. Not your friend, buddy. Your buddy, pal. I see. So you seek a means to contact these Moogles of the Churning Mists. Kupo, I say. Kupo. Greetings, Kuplakop. To what do we owe the pleasure of your company? I was struck by the sudden urge to bring you some fruit, and I'm jolly glad I did. Tell me more about these Moogles in the sky, Kupo. I will gladly tell you all I know, though it amounts to precious little. We encountered a Moogle high in the clouds of Dravania, and had hoped that you and your kin in the Twelveswood might agree to facilitate a meeting. Pray correct me if I am mistaken, Kuplo, but there are legends, are there not, which speak of Moogles who dwelled beyond the clouds? Indeed there are, Kupo. Long, long ago, back when the world was still young, they say my ancestors served the gods up in the heavens. Of course, that was before their masters took to bickering like spoiled children. Ah yes, the tale of good King Moggle Mog the 12th. He is revered for holding fast to a rope of miraculous length, that his subjects might climb down from the sky and escape to the world below. Ignoring the more fanciful aspects of the tale, it may well be that Kuplo's ancestors hailed from the Churning Mists. Given how long his kin have resided in the Twelveswood, it is perfectly possible that the details of their history have faded into myth. Indeed, Master Alphino, such stories oft contain a measure of truth. 'Tis like that the Moogles of the Churning Mists tell similar tales of the world below. I can well imagine why the one you encountered fled at your approach. Oh, fleeing's second nature to us. We often hide when the larger races come trampling through the forest. Of course, when there's one Moogle, there's bound to be more. Which is why I've decided to take a trip to the clouds, Kupo. They surely won't be afraid to talk to me. I was hoping you might say that, Master Kuplo. You will accompany us then? Just you try and stop me, Kupo. I'll admit, the thought of venturing outside the Twelveswood is a bit unsettling, but I can hardly refuse a chance to meet my distant cousins. If you will have me, I too will accompany you on this venture and lend my voice to your cause as an ambassador of Gridania. I'm guessing the guards won't take too kindly to that. What? My lady, are you quite certain? How oft has our nation turned to the scions of the Seventh Dawn in its hour of need? How oft have we asked the Warrior of Light to risk her life to save our own? Full many times, I say to you, and never have they refused us. Thus do I choose this day to offer mine aid to our allies for the good of the realm. Is this not just? Speaking in the morning, well, my morning is always a most unexpected and most welcome offer, Elder Seedseer. We would be honoured by your presence. Okay. Where are you? Give me my XP, damn it! Pray return to the summit and inform our companions of these developments. I will serve as the Elder Seedseer's guide on the journey back to Som Al. It being a path I have already trodden, I do not anticipate any great difficulties. Besides, we shall have the Elder Seedseer's personal guard to escort us. There's also the fact of them letting you? We got permission from dragons, remember, dude? Now we're just like, oh, now we're bringing all of these people. Wait, I have... Oh, yeah, I have that. You know what? It's not far. And it's already completed, so I'd rather just get rid of it before I see it again. I think this is just to get artifact gear. Maybe, if I remember correctly. Nimbus! God, being able to fly is so nice. I always miss it. Got business with me, have you, adventurer? Then there'd better be coin or drink in it. Elsewise, bugger off back to wherever it was you came from. Restoration work on an old weapon, you say? Ha! What makes you think I'd fire up the forge for a grimy old promise of payment? Egads, where in the seven hells did you get that promise of payment? Ain't got no coin, I tell you. Nay, not a single bloody gill. Gods, just look at me. How far I've fallen. Me, the greatest weaponsmith of our age, hammering out dints in kettles to pay off a tavern debt. Can you even begin to grasp my humiliation? Can you? Bah, of course you can't. Why did I even bother asking? Alright, I'll restore your bloody weapon. Just get that goddamn slip of paper out of my sight. A quest to Relic Reborn is now available from Geralt. This quest can only be undertaken when playing as one of the following jobs. Not mine. In order to accept a Relic Reborn, you must first complete the level 50 quest for one of the previously mentioned jobs. Each job has its own Relic Reborn quest, the completion of which will earn you the relic weapon for that job. Please note that you can only undertake one Relic Reborn quest at any given time. If you wish to acquire a different relic weapon, you must either complete or abandon the current quest. Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to get you out of my quest log. Let's go back to Moghome. I need to go... Oh, right. I was like, where are they? They're inside this place. They're stuck. There you are. You're in all black. You're very well camouflaged from up there, dude. Plus I have it zoomed out. Well met, Warrior of Light. Nidhogg has not stirred, but he watches us, unblinking. Except for, I think, his right eye, which is permanently blinked. The Elder Seedseer herself answers your call? Then there is naught to do but wait. They are here, Zera. Greetings, my friends. I am happy to report that our journey was mercifully uneventful. Devoid as the road was of Dravanians, 'twould seem the dragons have abandoned some owl for the churning mists. Elder Seedseer, may I present to you Sir Estinian Ishgard's Azure Dragoon? 'Tis an honour to meet you, Sir Estinian. I have heard many tales of your order's extraordinary skill and courage. Friends, I feel it only right to inform you that we are not alone. The Mughals are all around us even as we speak, and I should imagine they are more than a little concerned by the horde of strangers that have descended upon their home. Mayhap now would be an opportune moment to introduce ourselves. Isn't it like the big fat Mughal? This should serve. They're hiding, of course, but there are so many of them, Kupo. I am Kan E. Senna. My companions and I have braved the long road from the Twelveswood to share words with you. On this, the occasion of our first meeting, we bring an offering of light and wind. Oh, such a gentle and pleasing glow, Kupo. Hi, just 'cause I said so, welcome in. I hope you're well. Or just 'cause one said so, I guess. I am Moglin, the chieftain of this Mughal clan. Chieftain Moglin, it is an honour to meet you. Greetings, I am Kupla Kop, ambassador of the Twelveswood Mughals. A Mughal from the world below? Your hide is of a different hue, but that pom is unmistakable. I might need a moment here, Kupo. My companions were no less surprised to learn of your existence here amongst the clouds. I hope they did not startle you overmuch in their eagerness to make your acquaintance. Full well can I imagine your wariness. I am told that men have not walked here in nigh on 1,000 winters. Mayhap you will forgive them for their forwardness when I unfold to you the grave matter which first brought them into your midst. My companions crave an audience with the great worm Hraesvelga, that they might negotiate an end to the war twixt man and dragon. An end to war, you say? I trust you, Kani Senna. The light of peace shines brightly within your soul. But I am afraid the same cannot be said of your friends. To be plain, we did not hide ourselves because they were the first of your kind to be seen here in 1,000 years. Well, not only because of that. We hid because we smelled dragon blood. These skies are home to many, many dragons. While some crave peace, such as Hraesvelga, many others crave the opposite, such as Nidhogg. Suffice it to say, we are worried that the presence of your blood-spattered warrior friends will attract the attention of the nastier kind, and invite destruction into our happy home. Now, just a minute, chieftain. Zera here may have doled out the old... Oh god, I skipped it. Damn it. Oh, coffee maker quit. That's unfortunate. She's a champion of the Twelveswood Mughals, and I'll not hear her good name slandered. Now, Ambassador, let's not ruffle each other's fur. I shall, of course, take your testimony into consideration. If I may, chieftain, there is little room for trust betwixt strangers. Might we not take this opportunity to learn more of each other? An excellent suggestion, Kupo. In the interests of fostering friendship and keeping an eye on you, I extend to you the hospitality of Mogholm. Prove yourselves worthy of our assistance, and it will be yours. I shall be watching, Kupo. Tell me, in the world down below, do all of your kind look so different from one another? It must be terribly disconcerting. What was it Cupola Cop called you again? Zera. Your names are as odd as your appearance. Have you ever considered a nice Moogle name? Moglin is taken, by the way, Kupo. As are Mogan, Mogmug, and Mogwin. These being the names of the three wise Moogles who will administer the momentous challenges that I have devised to measure your worth. I call them the Trials of Trustworthiness. Oh God. Undertake these rituals and we shall soon see whether or not you are worthy of our aid. I'm taking the Uchigatana. And now I can do the Machinist quest, which I'm going to go and do because I'm too behind. The last FF I played technically would have been 10 because I played it on stream, even though I'd played it and completed it before. My favourite game, well, second favourite, close second favourite game of all time is Final Fantasy VI. So, 7, I didn't enjoy as much, which I know is sacrilege to some people, but I think it's because a lot of people overhype it. And that generally kills my interest in them. Where did I need to go for Wheels of Justice? Coerthus. Oh, good. I can teleport there for free. But I played 6, 7, 8. 8 I don't like. I'll be straight up with that. 9 was great. 10 was great. 11 I spent years playing because it was my main MMO at the time. 12 was okay. It had its moments. 13 was trash. I didn't even complete it. And now I'm on 14 and I haven't played 15 or 16. Favorite PC game? That's a tough one for me. Wait. Oh, they are in here. But it's funny because all of my favorite games, my top 3, are on the SNES. Or as Americans say, SNES, which sounds terrible. I appreciate you coming out, Zera. It's a bit hard planning out in the workshop. What with the Temple Knights eyeballing our every move? We should be able to talk freely in here, though. Do you recall that bloke as was standing guard over Joy's dad? Aye, Freydeur is his name. He took to marksmanship with a passion and hadn't missed a single day of training, not until today. I got suspicious, of course, and decided to pay a visit to his home. Right away you could see the door had been kicked in, so I went inside and had me a proper look. That's when I found a ragged feather just lying there on the floor, amidst the bits of broken furniture. If I wanted to keep my hands clean, then maybe I'd hire me some thugs from out of town to do for Paul. Fredo. Thugs what might otherwise make a living poaching wild chocobos. I suggest you talk to Lord Stephanivian and take a trip out to Tailfeather. I'll keep poking around here in the city and see what else crawls out of the stonework. I'm not much for console games, unfortunately. I do like some of them, but I prefer them on PC. I need to go back to the manufactory. I mean, I don't hate console games. They just do have a reputation sometimes. The only console games that I absolutely detest are games that are FPSs. They don't belong on a controller. I'm sorry, mouse and keyboard is far superior. This may be our best lead. If we can track down the man who first employed Fredo, then we shall have a solid link to House Zaymel. Let us waste no time. Onwards to the Dravanian Forelands and to Tailfeather. Okay. Scroll down. Tailfeather. Let's go. "50 mini strokes? That sounds awful. I'm sorry. Good news, Zera. I have spoken with some of these hunter fellows, and they told me of a trio of ruffians that passed through here dragging a man matching Fredo's description. We shall scour the forest to the south. If you will look to the north. Do not wait for us should you find these ruffians. Then pray confront them ere Fredo comes to further harm." Oh, oh, wait, I can fly now. Yay! Which probably shouldn't be allowed because, you know, dragons, but in the story they have left this place and moved completely towards the churning mists. Suspicious fellow. No witnesses. Cut this one's throat as well. I'm just gonna summon Zephyr. Is it now in the way? There we go. Midgard Summer sits on my shoulder at times. My thanks. I did not expect to see another dawn. Fredo, not leaking blood, are you? Splendid. You gave us quite a scare. Forgive me, my lord. Those men, they dragged me from my home, said they'd hurt me if I didn't swear false witness to the Temple Knights. You were forced to substantiate their accusations. Then you merely need withdraw your testimony to strengthen our position. 'Twould be a boon if we were also able to provide some manner of physical evidence. A seal of House Zaymel? 'Twould explain how the ruffians who snatched Fredo were able to enter the city without challenge. Aye, this shall do nicely. I'm truly sorry, my lord. All it took was one little beating for me to repay your kindness with betrayal. I'll not darken your doorstep again. What nonsense! You hardly had a choice in the matter. Continue your training at the manufactory, however, and you'll become more than a match for thugs such as these. Even without a noble's wealth or prestige, a common man can earn himself independence. You'll see that a machinist's firearm is far more than just shooting dragons. It can help set you free. His lordship's vision will change Ishgard for the better. Come with us, Fredo. Become the spear and the shield that our city needs. I'd like that. I'd like to feel like I'm worth something. Me too. We all make mistakes, my dear fellow. The trick is to learn from them and rise stronger from every defeat. Come, let us return to the manufactory. Back to Foundation. Teleport approximately 20 feet. Turn around. Peloton and sprint, because I can. Stephanivian. The tables have turned, my friend. I have submitted the evidence you found to the Temple Knights. With the aid of Fredo's new testimony, we had enough proof to lodge a counter-accusation against Tedelgrinch. The wheels of justice have begun to turn, and we shall soon be free of these baseless suspicions. In the meantime, Rosenthal requested that I instruct you to remember your bleeding practice drills. Charming fellow. And we got a new ability. Hell yeah! Yeah! Tactician! Whoa! I'll keep you... Actually, I'll put you next to Peloton. Yeah. Actually, I'll put you there. It's kind of a no-shit button. Next. I want this. Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, maybe you could refund it, just because one said so. Or hopefully wait for it to update, not for PC. Zera, I trust your training fares well. I've heard naught on the fate of the manufacturer, and would welcome fair news from any quarter. God damn. Bad news, my lordship. We talked to a clerk who works at the congregation, and he says the accusation against the workshop ain't been lifted yet. What's worse, it seems they ain't inclined to pursue your case against Tedelgrinch neither. I do not understand. When I presented my evidence to the Temple Knights, the officer in charge seemed convinced of our innocence. My dear naive Stephanivian, truth is dictated by the victor, the one most skilled in strategy, the one most adept at manoeuvring, one such as me. Can I just put a bullet in his mouth? How dare you show your face in my manufactory? Have you no shame at all? Shame? Why, you were the one who submitted a forgery of my house's seal in an attempt to deflect your obvious guilt. Upon review of the evidence, however, the Temple Knights shall soon rule in my favour. But our sources were unimpeachable. Our innocence was all but proven. The twice altered testimony of a commoner is hardly unimpeachable, and you cannot deny claims that the ailing house Hylanarts has been arming the lowborn and inciting them to seize their independence. We have all heard the shots fired within the city walls. You would twist and corrupt everything we have worked for. As I said, such is the privilege of the victor. If you wish, I might even be willing to teach you how to bend this situation to your advantage. We shall do well enough on our own. Now exit my manufactory ere you find your shiny armour doused with machine oil. You would spurn my generous advice? Will you truly surrender your last chance to demonstrate House Hylanart's unswerving devotion to Ishgard's prosperity? There is a beast that has been harassing our supply trains of late, a menace that the Holy See greatly desires to see put down. Even cloistered here amongst your scrap-covered benches, you must have heard tales of the fearsome Very Selene. Very Selene, the same dragon that the Order of the Knights Dragoon has failed time and again to slay? He means to make a bloody show of your boss. The Holy See has agreed to abolish your trial in exchange for the dragon's death. Pray send word when you are prepared to face Very Selene. I shall organize for a priest to be present and provide you with suitable bait. My lordship, what do we do? Bah, I'll just confess it was me what was firing my weapon. You shouldn't have any trouble laying the blame on a drunken outsider, especially one that's known for his vicious crimes. That ought to get you off the insurrection charges at least. No, you cannot do such a thing. I lived half my life in a ship's cabin, and a prison cell ain't much smaller. You can pay me for the time in the brig after they let me out. Or we just killed the dragon. I'll stop him, my lordship. By the fury, that man's full of surprises. My prospectometer had naught to say of this eventuality. Okay. I cannot allow our instructor to sacrifice himself for the manufactory. We have no choice but to accept Teddlegrinch's impossible challenge. But I fear Rosenthal will not be convinced unless we have had a chance of defeating Very Selene. I do have a machinistry marvel in mind that might just do the trick. Its implementation, however, will require a number of clear lightning crystals of the like found in the Sea of Clouds. It is said that the Vanu store such crystals for use in their tribal ceremonies. Pray steal into Okavundu Vana and lighten their baskets a touch. Surely they won't miss a handful or two. Great, let's go thieving. Awesome. I do need to work on the Aethercurrents here as well. To the north. The north? Oh, we can go north. Let's go and get that then. The Gaily cats are so cute. Oh, maybe we have to go around. Yeah, we probably have to go around because I doubt it will let me just jump off the edge here. Oh, it will. Never mind. Ow. Wait, it's not over there, is it? That will be awful. Down there? So the west... Oh, it's up there then. That is... Okay. I do want the ability to fly. I haven't got any aether currents from here. I imagine the ability to fly up here would be very, very nice to have. So I just realised. Whereabouts? Oh, okay. Well, I definitely have to go and search. Oh god, Corrigans. I remember those from Final Fantasy XI. They were god awful. $660 to the west. Let's keep going to the west. It's probably like over here. Wait. What? Ah, Donald. Please let me drop. Thank you. Ow. I need to explore this map quite a lot. I've neglected it pretty much. Too much. What? Is my compass broken? Or is everything reversed? Hang on. Sea of Clouds, Aether Currents. Oh, I'm just stupid. I read west and it was east that I was looking at. I'm dumb sometimes. Okay, all of those are so far away. Okay. But they're all sort of in a row. So let's actually go and do that. There is a place that I could explore up here real quick, but I'm already on my way. The place I need to go is here anyway, so... So it won't let me jump because it's curved out towards me. Oh. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this map, like, at all. It's way too windy. And multiple level. It does look cool though. Huh. How? Did you get there? It's on this rock above, in which case, how do I get up there? I doubt it's like through here. Okay. I don't see a way to get up. Low as far as no. It feels up there. So kind of confused right now. Take a step back. Do you have to talk to someone to get up there? Because it's there is where I need to get to. There's like no interactions. Am I gonna have to wiki this? Map. I need to get to there, then maybe. Yeah, hang on. She's through those pools, I think. Let's just go that way real quick. Actually. The aggro. There we go. Okay. Get all of them. You're the most difficult one. Let's try it. Intuition rate. Chance to gain a bonus to collectability based on your perception rating. Okay. Scrutiny. Didn't go very well. Collect. Get nothing! Okay. I'm just gonna ride around as... Actually, probably my botanist. That's a higher level than my miner. I could go with my fisher, but... Ow. I haven't seen what is here yet, don't think. No. Okay, so let's just get these in my log. Probably... I'm just gonna gather while this ad's playing. Push that back, and then... I'm gonna collect the birch branches, because I have been doing carpenter lately. Right. Also, I bought another retainer so I could clear my inventory. Okay, let's continue on. still think I'm going the wrong way. Need to be up there. But I was sure I was up there and it didn't look to go anywhere. Okay, going to go climb this again, if I can. I think I'm just being dumb. At least I don't have to worry about aggroing anything. Yeah, this is above this. But if we just keep going, even though I'm fairly sure this is where I was. So now we're on this. Right? And then nothing. Or do I have to do quests to get there? Maybe I need to do a quest line to get there. Whipped wings, bargaining chip. I'm gonna search this. They're all talking about something else. They're all talking about this. Or this area. Oh, course. I guess I'm doing main story quest. God damn it. It's because it's level 58. Completely forgot about that. So... I need to go back to... Journey Mists? No. I have a completed quest somewhere here in Dravania. Apparently. Go... Oh, yeah. Now I know. It's in Idleshire, which I don't have access to. Two nations, one seed. Oh, no. Morgan's trial. Why did you not show up before? Moghome. Or maybe I didn't pick the quest up. Yeah, I think that's the case. Okay. So it was me being semi-dumb, not being able to do this. I need to do the main story quest to open up that zone. So I just wasted minutes. Switch to Machinist. Okay, Morgan. Hello, yes, I am Morgan, the foremost alchemist in Moghome, if you must know. If your tummy's gloopy or your wings droopy, I have a potion to fix that. Or I would if I didn't keep running out of ingredients. Luckily, you're here to do my trial. Yes, go forth, mighty adventurer, and mightily pluck 3 sprigs of cloud's breath for me. You'll find it blooming near the entrance to Ale Tom. It's not the safest of places, so don't let yourself be too distracted by the pretty flowers, Kupo. Okay. Let's pick all of them up. Hey, you have the gun. How much better are you? Item level 133. Yeah, ever so slightly better. But I don't get crit. That being said, what do you look like? Not too bad. Yes. You have the pleasure of speaking with Mogmog. I know, I am the fluffiest, most enchanting creature you have ever laid eyes upon, Kupo. It isn't easy being this adorable. I can barely take a stroll outside without those relentless Dravanians throwing themselves at me. Why, they look as if they might just gobble me right up. That's probably what they want to do. In any case, fleeing their overbearing adulation is growing a bit tiresome. Your trial, madam, is this. Find these ardent archaeosaurs and slap some manners into them, Kupo. Perhaps a firm smack on the snout will teach them to appreciate my charm from afar. Defeat the archaeosaurs. I always really want to see what the books look like. Astrologian, I think. It's pretty cool, actually. What are you? Oh, you've had a bad day. Are we sure this isn't like cruelty towards another species? Where's the... Oh, it's like, why is the rapier part of this collection of mage stuff? Red mage. Mogwin's the name and art is my game. When it comes to painting, there are none in Mogholm who can match my talent with a brush, Kupo. I know why you have come. Chieftain Moglin has demanded that I test your trustworthiness, but as I trust no one to create art that will satisfy me, I instead charge you with retrieving a masterpiece I seem to have misplaced. It was an ambitious and innovative work, guaranteed to fetch at least 4 Kupo nuts on the open market. You must find it. Question the masses. Surely a pebble painted with such vibrant colour and unmistakable panache cannot have escaped the notice of every Moogle in Mogholm. Okay, Mogamo. Are you okay there? Mogwin is missing his masterpiece, Kupo? Oh, you mean that paint-smeared mess of a pebble? I've not seen it recently, a fact for which my eyes are profoundly grateful. Mogto. I don't know much about his stone, but I do know Mogwin's been creeping out the back way to some Isle summit from time to time, Kupo. Maybe he left it up there. Muddled Moogle. Maestro Mogwin has misplaced his masterpiece, Kupo? Oh, happy day! If I am the swifter in finding it, I will soon have a genuine Mogwin for the price of a little perspiration. Honestly, who has 4 Kupo nuts just lying about to spend on such luxuries? Well, what did you find out, Kupo? Yes. Now that you mention it, I do seem to recall leaving my pebble out in the sun to dry. Ahem. The second part of your trial commences. Go, adventurer, and retrieve my masterpiece before some art-starved admirer swipes the stone for himself. Okay. Or is it above? It's probably above, right? In which case we need to go the other way. We need to go up here. Which is probably why the muddled Moogle went towards this direction. Oh, cute and adorable. Oh, there's the painted stone. Oh, can I not? Oh, I can jump. Whee! Out. So glad fall damage doesn't straight up kill you in this game. Do you have it, Kupo? Is my masterpiece safe? Yes, this is my work. Is it not exquisite? I call it Contemplations of Zenith. Thank you, madam. At last I can exchange my art for those delectable Kupo nuts. Chieftain Moglin will hear of this valorous deed. I hardly use materia, to be honest. I'll probably use it like much later. Let's get the book. Okay, now we need to go here. God, they're starting to hit hard. Nope. Okay, and then let's get the Cloud's Breath. How many do I need? 3? Oh, god damn it. I should probably take these off my Chumbar. I have them on for Palace of the Dead. It's the only reason that I have them in my inventory and why I have so many of them. The area that they're in. Getting ahead of myself. There's another. I probably missed like the first one or something. That would be definitely something I always do. Huh. Unless you're there? Which would be cruel, but I wouldn't put it past them. No, I'm just gonna switch to fishing. Just so I don't aggro things. See them being up there, but you never know. I always find it funny that it's the landlord colony. What do they do? All charge you rent? They look cool. Why have we got a Diablo wannabe up here? Oh, okay, Boone. I don't want an enhancing sword. Okay. Let's just explore a little bit more. I was right. Need to not be on a job that sneaks. And cheat the system. Oh. Wait. Went all that way when I could have just... Yeah. Oh well, we got to see some stuff. And discover this place. And I just can't stop yawning today. Here. You were able to humble my Dravanian devotees? Wonderful! You're as capable as I am captivating, Kupo. Still, my precious perfection does not excuse those louts from pursuing me so mercilessly, their tongues lolling and bellies rumbling. The Dravanians and their ilk have much to learn about acceptable acts of admiration. Definitely have to take this. But the grimoire, okay, there's the codex for the healer, grimoire for the damage dealer. Well, summoner. Oh, Arcanist. I was like, what's ACN? Yeah, Arcanist. Hey, so I got a new gun. I'm going from blue to white, which feels god-awful. Did you have any trouble finding Cloud's Breath? I do need it quite urgently, you know. Oh yes, these are perfect, Kupo. Now I have the main ingredient for my pom tonic. Speaking of which, how are you feeling, miss? Should you ever feel your pom losing its bounce, then I'm your Moogle, Kupo. Materia this time. You have completed the trials of trustworthiness. Return to Chieftain Moglin and await his judgment. As I sit up. Oh. Zera, if that is what you insist on calling yourself, you have completed the trials of trustworthiness administered by the taskmasters Mogan, Mogmug, and Mogwin. During these grueling tests of character, I closely observed your conduct, as well as that of your companions. Oh god, what did Estinian do? And I am decided, Kupo. Gather your friends before me now, so that I need not repeat myself needlessly. Oh, you got a quest. Aethercurrent, yeah. God. Have you ever bathed in the waters to the northeast? Of course not, because a gang of burly Hropkins has been attacking any who goes near them. Kupo, if you were kind enough to slay a few, that might scare them away, giving me time for a dip in the waters. Are there any more? Oh god, we have to talk to all of them. Alfie, no. Are these trials over then? My tasks have been little more than household chores. If our hosts elect not to grant their aid after working us like pack chocobos, I shall demand compensation in Kupo nuts out of principle, but I hope it will not come to that. Let us hear the chieftain's verdict, shall we? Can he Senna? Standing here in Mogholm, my thoughts turn inevitably to the legend of good King Moggle Mog XII and his seat in the heavens. Like most, I thought it no more than a myth, a story for younglings that grew with the telling. But with every passing moment I become more certain that we have discovered the origin of the tale. Full eager am I to hear what the chieftain has to say. You sail. What sorcery is this, that my heart should stir at mere fluffiness? Zera, I was... No matter. What is it? Chieftain Moglin has made his decision? Well, let us not keep him waiting then. We've become such friends, Kupo. My Moogle cousins love to sing and dance as much as I do. Chieftain Moglin has finally come to a decision, has he? Well, I suppose I'd better flutter over and see him then. Hey, Estanian. How go your trials, Warrior of Light? I myself have been sent on a number of expeditions to chastise the local dragon population. Did not their chieftain wish to avoid inflaming the Dravanians? Such contradictions aside, our hosts seemed entranced by the height of my leap. They compared me to Mog, a lance-wielding Moogle warrior of Eld who also favoured such attacks. 'Twas meant as a compliment, I expect, but I doubt these furry lumps could outleap a caracal lamb, much less a dragoon. Conclude your business here swiftly, Zera. I like not this place. I miss the voice acting. Never have I seen such determined workers, Kupo. It would have taken us moons to complete all those dreary chores and niggling errands. God damn it. And have our labours proven the purity of our intentions, chieftain? Without a doubt. In fact, there was never really all that much doubt to begin with. You were, after all, already friends with a fellow Moogle. But you see, before any meeting with Heavensward could take place, certain preparations needed to be made. And what better way to help you pass the time than by having you perform all the tiresome tasks that no one ever wants to do, Kupo? Calm down. Oh dear, the horn. Bring out the horn, quickly now. We blow on this wondrous instrument whenever we wish to speak with the great worm. Kupo. We haven't perhaps been treating it with the care it deserves of late, and I think Morgan may have sat on it. So we needed some time for cleaning and polishing and straightening. No lasting harm done though. Now you need simply head to Zenith, the worm's dwelling to the west, and give the horn a good toot, toot, toot. We are in your debt, chieftain. Thanks to your noble gift, we shall finally have a chance to plead our case to Heavensward. Very possibly, yes, but I wouldn't get my hopes up too high. Kupo, the old worm isn't terribly fond of, Your concern is appreciated, but I am quite certain that Heavensward will welcome our overtures. Should we ever arrive at his lair? Come, we have squandered enough time already. Chieftain Moglin, we thank you for your gracious hospitality. Though we must soon take our leave, I pray that we may continue to nurture the shoots of this new-sprung friendship twixt earth and sky. Of course, Kupo. Visit us whenever you wish. Consider Mogholm your home amongst the clouds. Oh, hi Morgan. Thanks for the help, Kupo. I doubt I would ever have found time for all those rotten chores. Hey, it wasn't my idea. If the chieftain had spent a little less time sitting about and a little more time chieftaining, things would never have gotten so messy in the first place. And he was the one who sat on the horn, by the way. But now all the errands are done and the horn is fixed, so all's well that ends well, eh, Kupo? Well, I expect you're eager to be on your way. Did I mention your friend was looking for you, Kupo? If not, Alphino is looking for you. I'll be waiting just outside, stretching my wings. Let me know when you're ready to depart. Hey, Alphino. With the best of my knowledge, we have all that we need for our trip to Zenith, and I believe the Elder Seedseer and her retinue will soon be making the journey back to Gridania. It would be remiss of us, I think, not to convey our gratitude to them prior to going our separate ways, shall we? Alphino, Zera, I do humbly thank you for what has been the most enlightening experience. Were it not for your pioneering spirit, the existence of these Moogles might never have been revealed to us. It 'Tis we who should be thankful, Elder Seetia. Were it not for your timely diplomacy, they would never have chosen to reveal themselves at all. And 'twas your presence, Kuplokop, that ultimately won us their trust. It must have taken great courage to leave the sanctuary of the Twelveswood, and we are exceedingly glad that you did. It was my pleasure, Kupo. I've made so many friends and have so many fantastic tales to tell my kinsmoogles back home. And it is to our home that we must now return. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal, my friends. Safe journey, Elder Seetia. We too must be on our way. Hraespelga awaits. Warrior of Light, pray attend closely to your companion, Sir Estinian. Beneath that stoical facade, a storm of anguish seethes unseen. Okay. Yeah, this way. I really need more mounts. I also need to do the Aurum Vale tonight when I get home from work. Because of the hunting log. I can't progress to this until I've completed a quest. Morgan, have you said your goodbyes and dabbed away your tears, Kupo? Then we are indeed ready to go. Thing is, I know I can't wear these, but I just like looking at them now. Just get less and less armor as you go down. So I'll probably actually take the silver pieces. As Chieftain Moglin already explained, the shiny instrument we gave you is the best means of grabbing Hraespelga's attention. I'll come along and show you the way to Zenith. That's the big palace where you need to blow the horn. First things first, though, we need to make for Asar. Oh, and watch out for rampaging dragons. Maybe that should have been the first thing, Kupo. What I want to do is collect all the quests here that are in blue, because I think they're Aethercurrent quests. Yes! You aren't thinking of heading towards Asar, are you? Best watch yourself if you are. Archaeosaurs stalk the road looking for an easy meal. If only someone could drive them away, Kupo. Oh, you seem the type for dragon hunting. Why don't you slice 3 of the Archaeosaurs and open the road back up for Moogle traffic? Once the deed is done, let Mogmont in Asar know. Let's go and do this. Let's just go and do things on the way. We may as well. God, I can't stop yawning today. You all can't hear it because I'm quiet when I do it, but causing my eyes to water because I'm yawning so much. What do I need to kill? Hropkins? Oh, these guys. Okay. You're like fish people, but walking and in the sky. Okay, that's that one done. It might actually be quicker just to teleport. Yeah. Oh, you sons of bitches. Oh, nice, I dodged. I don't think I'll ever get tired of this song. Wow, you didn't aggro? I do like it how dinosaurs are considered dragons in this game. Okay. Moody Moogle. Oh, that's more than I was expecting. No, no. Which might actually have creatures here now. I went to it last night, but there was nothing here. And I was like, there's probably nothing there because I can't see the Moogles either. But also, where is it? Travel Aethercurrents. I just need the quest ones. Is that someone from below? How did you get past the archaeosaurs infesting the road? What? Moxie asked you to slay them for him. It's just like him to depend on the kindness of strangers. We've barely been able to venture outside of Asar for fear of being attacked. Now thanks to you, the roads are just a little safer, Kupo. Good. And we complete this one, which is the main story quest. Yeah. Now they're here. You need to maybe repair. So what can I buy from you? Item level 100. Wait. I have item level 50. But I'll probably get them later on, maybe? 166 and 89. Where's the saw? 107 and 61. I'll leave that, but I'm interested in what other things. Weapons. Item 1 level 33, or 133. Could buy them all. But I have a feeling that they're just going to get given to me anyway. Well, 80. At least I have the better hat for the crafting already. I want the better Trailblazers stuff. I think it was. Oh, that's item 1 level 130. Wait. Oh, I have the scarf. I did have it. I was like, wait a minute. I thought I had it. Okay. Let's go and turn this in. It's been so long since we have voice acted stuff as well. Things were a bit bitey for a while there, but I think we've arrived in one piece, Kupo. I wonder what has the dragons so awfully snappy. I mean, the bad ones are always bad, but they seem worse than usual. What do you look like? Yeah. I want more flowing stuff like what I have right now. I have to take it though when I get it. We may have a small problem, Kupo. When the winds are high like this, Hraesvelgr invariably abandons his lofty perch and heads to the lands below to hunt. If you tried blowing the horn now, I doubt he'd hear it. I suggest we stop at the clearing up ahead and rest until the wind dies down. Oh, there. You would turn. I remember when they added this model to Final Fantasy XI. It was a rather awful boss at the time in Abyssia, which is the release that I shortly quit the game after because it made relic weapons kind of obsolete. This should do nicely, Kupo. The winds will likely have died down by tomorrow, but until then we might as well make ourselves comfortable. If we must interrupt our journey so close to its end, I suppose this place is as good as any. And mayhap a brief respite from the hardships of the road will help to clear our minds in readiness for the coming parley. Very well then, I believe a campfire is in order. Leave the gathering of fuel to me. I acquired a keen nose for firewood during my time in the frozen wastes of Coerthas. Clear our minds? 'Tis Master Alphina whose mind needs clearing. The thought of meeting a great worm in the flesh has befuddled the boy. Did you see him stroll away as if these ruins were not crawling with deadly beasts? Follow him, Zera, and see if the wildlife does not make a meal of our young friend. We will have the camp ready by the time you return. Now we've got to go back. Oh, damn it, Alphina, why are you going backwards? Oh, well, you're a big old treat. Oh, you would. Fine, I'll murder you as well. God damn it. I used it again. What? There we go. Wait, really? Can't jump? No. Well, we found some wood. But we didn't find Alfino. Before I do this, I'm just going to run the ad manually that's coming up. And then I'm going to have a drink, stand up, stretch, try and wake up a bit more. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back after a big stretch. Oh, I had a nice crack on in my back. Feeling like the genie from Aladdin. 10,000 years can give you such a crick in the neck. Basically being 30 plus years old. Okay, let's talk to Estinian. I see I was right to worry about the boy's safety. Once Alfino returns with the wood, we can see about supper. The Ice Queen has filled a pot with what looked like stew ingredients ready for the fire. Where were you carrying all of this? Oh, that's so cute. Ah, few things compare to the simple pleasure of sitting beside a crackling campfire of one's own making. Ha! So speaks the great explorer. Till recently you wouldn't have recognized firewood if it came with kindling and a flint. 'Tis well you instructed me so patiently then. But yes, left to my own devices, I would have been compelled to signal to Isael with a pile of damp leaves. I was born the pampered son of a Charleyan dignitary, and, alongside my twin, became the youngest student ever to be accepted into the studium. How proud I was to match wits with scholars and philosophers, how ignorant of mine own shortcomings, that hubris invited manipulation and betrayal, and led to the downfall of the scions. We all of us are guilty of similar ignorance. How many men lay down their lives never knowing what it is they fight for, never questioning that which they have been taught to believe? 'Twas only upon meeting Hraesvelga that I learned the truth hidden within our history. Were it not for that chance encounter, I would never have vowed to tear down the Holy See and expunge the falsehoods with which it fans the flames of conflict. I would have lived and died in ignorance. That the truth has driven me to do terrible things, I cannot deny. But I would rather sin in the pursuit of peace than imagine myself virtuous for perpetuating a needless war. If this journey has taught me anything, it is that the importance and difficulty of holding to one's convictions in the face of failure, of striving always to replace one's ignorance with knowledge. You are well on your way, Master Alfino. At your age, I was but a fool swinging a spear, with scarcely a thought in my head. Even now I struggle to acknowledge the misconceptions under which I have laboured. Sitting here amongst these grand ruins, how can I deny that man and dragon once lived in peace? But for all that such an age existed, we are now in a time of war. Nidhogg killed my family, and no quirk of history will exonerate him. I may be ignorant of how the Dragon Song War began, but if we do not put an end to this conflict now, I can say for a certainty that it will only breed more vengeful souls such as mine. In my hands resides the power to vanquish a great worm. If Ishgard's survival rests on me wielding that power, I will slay Nidhogg myself, orders or no. Estinian, you gave your word. My word is contingent upon the success of our parley. Show me the strength of your convictions, Lady Iceheart. Convince Hraesvelga of the righteousness of your cause. I mean, he's giving you a chance. But it's the fact that she brought him here. doubt, doubt not, but that I shall, Dragoon. Well, wind's willing. We shall have our answers on the morrow. Let us sleep now and face our fate with the rising of the sun. Aiming. Yay, mount speed has increased. Ooh. Place in armory chest. God, it looks awful. It gears at glamour. Heart of Ice. That's all the melee stuff. First, the campfire was so cozy I must have fallen asleep, Cooper. But do you feel how the winds have shifted? They will have borne Heavensward back to the skies above Zenith. I'm sure of it. This is your chance to climb to the highest floor of the palace and summon him with the toot of that shiny horn. So, I'll be heading back now. If it's all the same to you. Good luck, Kupo. It was nice knowing you. Why would you end it saying it's nice knowing you? So I need to go there. Luckily I've unlocked this. So what I'm actually going to do is go back home. Apply this, save the gear set. Yes, it's very important that I have the right look. And then Zenith. It costs me 600 gil, but whatever. I just have to look right. Keeping up appearances and that. Oh, you can tell how much quicker it is for the mount movement increase. It's so wonderful. I've already been up this one, I think, to get an Aethercurrent. Yeah, because the way is here. Do 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 do. Oh, that's a point. Profile. Have I got any new titles for all of this? No. I was wondering because we made friends with more Moogles. Please be voice acted. It's laughing if like Sandstorm starts playing.
Heavensward.
S in MR. Wayborn MER. Skola.
By the 12. Mine ears hear the tongue of dragons, yet the meaning rings clear within my mind. How can that be?
Heavensward, do you not remember me? 'Twas I whom you found in Dravania. I who glimpsed the truth. The truth about your past. About Shiva. But speak it I must. I have summoned Shiva's soul from the beyond and offered myself as her vessel. She has made her heart known to me.
Enya. Lis umwes. Aneshi esk in.
I have surrendered mine to her. Do you not see, my love? I am Shiva reborn!
Esklai forul, ineshilai, kano kisesole. Non shin esh olin, ineshin el duolin. I'm for is el nian il ankin, lisnesk nedidranan, eskian unkin nesh, ikin monesh Esk esh ed all, esk esh easy lis nice.
Then the spirit that answered me.
Tenesh, esh edi in esk in, non esi somi shisi shin.
Oh, that sucks, but how?
Be that as it may, Lord Hraesvelga, Izel's desire to heal the rift between man and dragon is real, and it has borne us this far. We would spare both our kind and yours the ravages of this senseless war. Pray join your voice to ours in a call for peace and forgiveness.
Ten I el gain, kakole som in. Slosk star ishiste, stosk in asai innosk. Teto hamafo, esk ein isol ul an, dran il ul esk afashi. Für eine Kino, losken stari strari dran, lar häsne schnell. Tohamaftar, feskdu for one istrasi, on lis el esta ithon. Sai el if in ned, or ratatoska, stray ul mornin. Seski anuman lisna, kasea, telened el monikel, eskian, esnes in, is esnes in, as list.
You know, I kind of figured they were assholes.
Sit strong and to in, dish on es el ra. Sit moni ratatoska nis heg ed, for always in dar. Kal Eikmon thorn in Yuin, ale fe in leita, working uskin in. San hes shisnishka, stadrana mohin. Snodoan kin, ulteda maas mornish.
Your tale bears scant resemblance to the one I was taught. How convenient that it should absolve your kind of all responsibility. But tell me, Dragon, why should I believe your version of events?
Mixai eski listain, non miki hisikin, kua ala aim el. Sai an usin afa an thon niseg. Non wo I alamon a. Skor esk mik I es. Nes so I an on in, do in an, olodra.
Ishgard's so-called heretics.
Sale, orn I nesh iratatoska kin for elna. Sith is nesh dokin an.
Then the seed lies within us.
Is ros esh idran, oloson inizek, non nish I esk diedran en, wa ulwa skola es alakin el andranken, mondo.
I was wondering how they were transforming.
Ye gods! I have borne witness to such a transformation. Looked on as a heretic assumed the shape of a dragon. I imagined it some manner of Dravanian enchantment. But if any Ishgardian, regardless of allegiance, has such potential within them, 12 forgive us. To think of all the dragons we've slain!
War ulmon ala an as drao. Kawol smain kol su thrahal seskmoni se an in kinizeg.
Oft have I wondered why Nidhogg did not simply raze Ishgard to the ground. Now I have my answer. He has no intention of winning the Dragonsong War, for it is no war at all, but vengeance, an eternal requiem sung for his murdered sister.
In ice in drao, ale inia in.
I have not come this far only to admit defeat. We can still return the eye to Nidhogg and beg forgiveness for our ancestors' crimes. Mayhap our words will sway him.
Ja an, lis as an in la tu ole ul in an hes isu. Mik tu set in sohi, nosta no lis as dui for fa in. Ka, an isi a uldran as niseg for, in lai as nesh I an iratatoska. In sith som ishi eskfa ulgar los an. Snosk for an, non an lis I an. Skorn I lens an. Skola.
Well then. This kind of changes things. Racevelga was every bit as awe-inspiring as I imagined. His voice fairly dripped with power. The will behind his words so undeniable that it transcended my ignorance of the dragon's tongue. 'Tis but a pity that I misliked what he said. So far did we travel, even unto the very heavens themselves, only to be dismissed like unruly children. And far from mitigating this humiliation, the hidden truths we have learned serve only to prove that our grand mission of peace was destined to fail from the first. Nothing will deter Nidhogg from his course. All the melee ones, right? Yeah. And there's the aiming. What do they look like? Not bad, but I still think I prefer what I... Oh no, the pants. The trousers. No, I prefer what I have. Look-wise, I'll definitely take him for the level.
Well, what do you propose we do now? I, for one, am intent on continuing to the east.
What is there to be found in the east?
Nidhogg's lair, the Eyrie, is said to lie in that direction. And the eye tells me he is near.
You cannot still mean to slay him.
You cannot still mean to stop me. I have been true to my word, and aided you in this fool's errand with Hraesvelgr. But your efforts at parley have come to naught, Lady Iceheart. I would see Ishgard saved, and for that, Nidhogg must die.
With the tale of our ancestors' vile betrayal yet ringing in your ears, you speak of continuing this war?
Nay, lady. I would but pierce its vengeful heart. When Nidhogg dies, this war shall die with him.
A moment, Estinian. You yourself spoke of the Great Worm's strength, that you believed him powerful enough to raise your city to the ground. How then are we few to challenge him? Even behind the stout walls of Ishgard, with an army of knights manning the defenses, our victory would be hard won. Yet you propose to contend with the beast in his own lair.
In close combat, this will afford us an advantage. And if the tales are true, the Warrior of Light has bested many an invincible foe. But such speculation is meaningless if we cannot even find the worm. Our first task must be to seek out Nidhogg's lair.
The story of this nation grows bloodier by the moment. Must death always be answered with more of the same?
Such is the way of things, I fear. I shall consider it a miracle if mine armor is not stained crimson ere this conflict is ended.
That I should be blinded by my own lies. Everything I believed, everything I thought I was, gone. All gone.
Leave her. Your words will not reach her now. And we have not the time to wait for her to gather up the pieces of her shattered faith.
Dinian has no chill. What false god is this Shiva? What manner of phantom have I welcomed into my heart? Guess we'll find out. Away! Ow. Amphitheater. Great. Or an amphitheater. I always forget how to pronounce it. Amphitheater. Anyway, let's just murder. Oh, Zephyr timed out. Let's get an hour. Now I'm all the way over here. Okay. I was like, would it be quicker to teleport and run up? Probably not really. Can I jump down that way? Please? Please? Oh, come on, it's right there. Fine, I'll take the long way. God, game. Won't let me jump to my death. Stuck on terrain. Luckily, I think they were as well. What do I have left? I think I've got a quest to turn in to get one. But then I have 3 more quests. Which could be just the main story quest. Abelisk or Abelisk. Ambush! Another one. A straggler. Ooh. Waiting to inhale. The House of Letters. Sesame Street or something? Yeah. Whatever can be taking her so long, Kupo? My replacement should have been here already, but I don't see her anywhere. I'm so hungry. I'd wager she went home on account of those troublesome Tulihans that are flapping about. If you slay 4 of them, that should secure a safe path. Giving my replacement no excuse. Please, my stomach begs you, Kupo. Murder it is. Thank you. Now that the Tulihans are out of the way, it's only a matter of time before my replacement gets here. I'm about to pass out from hunger, so I think I'll go ahead. What could go wrong, Kupo? Okay, well, at least I got the Aethercurrent. Hey, Justinian and Alpha, no, how are you doing? Please be voice acted.
Is that it?
Q.
Aye, that would be the Airy. I feel Nidhogg's presence through the eye, his caustic hatred gnawing at my soul. 'Twould seem the death of his consort has put him on guard. Mark how he wards his lair with tempestuous winds.
A similar barrier once barred our entrance to the primal Garuda's domain, until we discovered the means by which it could be penetrated. Mayhap it is time we called upon Master Garland. 'Twill be just like the good old days, no?
Yo, Sid, hook us up with the Enterprise. Thanks. Oh, they're gonna ruin my luck. A force of sufficient power to break through a primal's defenses might conceivably grant us access to the area. And I can offer no better solution. Pray consult this engineer friend of yours. Very well, on the condition that you swear not to lure Nidhogg from his lair in our absence. And steal all the glory for myself, you mean? Nay, I am not so selfish at that. Contact me by link pearl when your preparations are complete, and we shall set forth from Ishgard together. I suggest we rendezvous back at St. Raynet's Forum, Sarah. From what I gleaned of the Holy Sea's decidedly ambitious airship project, Sid will still be in Ishgard. man, my luck. You're ruining my luck. Yeah, I need to report to that. And then back to Ishgard. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to Mogholm, turn in this quest. Then I only have 2 left, which are probably main story stuff. Maybe. Dunno. Margaret. Many thanks, brave adventurer. Finally, I can enjoy a bath without the smell of raw dragon fish assaulting my senses. Say, a dip in the waters might serve to freshen you up as well, Kupo. Rude. How about I take you for a bath and drown you? Okay, so favorites, foundation. Oh, another one's turned up. Hang on. Well, it's a little bit cheaper. Let's see what this quest is, because it's not that far away. Maundering Moogle. Aethercurrent and earrings. Oh, I'll definitely take them. Them ones. Hide and seek seemed like a fun game at first, but I had no idea everyone would be so good at it. Now I just want to go home. Could you find the other 3 Moogles and tell them it's time to leave, Kupo? Wait, where are they? Oh, they're playing hide and seek here. Oh. Okay. Muttering Moogle. I can't believe you found me. I'll find an even better hiding spot next time, Kupo. Impatient Moogle. Can I run up here? Yes. Good. You actually found me? Aw, well, I suppose it's time to go home, Kupo. Where's the other one? This is outside the area now. We've got to be over up on there somewhere. There. And maybe they didn't show up until I was close enough. Emasculated Moogle. They've been here for that long. I fell asleep in my hiding place. I think I'll return to my comfy bed. Unbelievable, you've already found all the Moogles? Finally we can go home. I've never seen such skillful seeking in my life, Kupo. Sorry to make you find everyone. We usually don't hide this well. You'll be the first one we invite to our next game. Aiming. Mason Armory. Date. Seriously, don't like it. Everything's going from green and blue to white. Feels wrong. Just scanning in case there are any more of them, but I think it's going to be main story that gets me the last one. Okay. Favorites 2, Foundation, and Ishgard. When last you saw Master Garland, he was advising the Ishgardians on their ailing airship, correct? In that case, he might still be at Camp Cloudtop. Failing that, we could try the airship landing, or mayhap even the Skysteel manufactory. But let us not waste time searching aimlessly. Someone in the city is sure to know where to find him. The question is who? Sir Aymeric would be the obvious choice, but there is no guaranteeing he will be able to grant us an audience at short notice. Ah, I have it. Count Edmund's youngest son prides himself on knowing all of the Holy Sea's juiciest rumours. Let us return to the manor and see if Lord Emanolain is about. You're wearing the starter, Mikogi. Oh, right. Speaking of you, no, not that one. This. Glamour plate. Number 2. Fly. There we go. Well, I really should just move it over here. Let me in! Hey, Emanolain. Ah, the hero returns. How goes the fight, old girl? Well, I trust... In search of a Cid Garland, you say? Then say no more. The taverns are full of talk, and the name of said silver-haired genius has cropped up more often than most. I hear he has been tasked with getting that monstrous airship the Holy See commissioned to actually fly. 'Twould seem the project has been plagued with mishaps from the first. In any case, Garland Ironworks employees are known to frequent the airship landing, and I'll wager their master does too. The airship landing? Yes, I thought as much. Come, Zera, we must find Cid and trouble him for his expert opinion. You're going to continue talking? No? Okay. This way? Wait, what? Oh. Walked straight past them. Go me! Jesus Christ. Cid, Alfino, how fare you both? Not terribly well, judging by your faces. Greetings, Master Garland. I am sure it will come as little surprise when I tell you we have need of a favour. He's going to be like, you what? Fine. Another wind barrier, and you say it was conjured by Nidhogg? The Enterprise could certainly take you where you need to go, but she would not fare well against dragons. She's agile for a ship of her size, but not that agile. The Dravanians would fly rings around her. And if they took it into their heads to incinerate the rigging, there would be precious little we could do to avoid them. But there must be something we can do, some manner of weapon we could employ. Estinian stands vigil at the edge of the churning mists, but we do not know how much longer. Alright, I didn't say it was impossible, I said it was impossible for the Enterprise. We need a smaller boat. Biggs, Wedge, it's time we gave that new toy of yours a proper field test. It's so adorable. Both of them. It's probably best if I let the lads show you. Come on, the manufactory is not far. I love how they update characters' gear and how they look. It does make the world feel that a bit more alive. I like it how he's telling me, a machinist, that the manufacturer is not that far. Yes, I know precisely where it is. It's where I go to get all my guns. Our little project's just inside. Oh, you're going to like this one. Is it what was up on the wall? In the machinist cutscenes?
Feast your eyes upon our latest and greatest feat of engineering. We call it a mana cutter.
It was what was on... yeah.
After you put down Gaius, Wedge and me struck out on our own for a bit, and started work on the successor to the tiny Bronco.
Impressive little thing, isn't she? My talent for ship design has plainly rubbed off on them. They've adapted the principles of corrupted crystal technology and constructed a mechanism which converts ether from its surroundings into elemental wind. Said wind is then harnessed by the specially engineered sails, providing the craft with propulsion and lift. All in all, a most elegant solution. I'm actually a little upset that I didn't think of it myself.
The design does, however, come with one small flaw.
Capacity for people.
The energy conversion ratio's bloody awful. To generate enough power to get you off the ground, you need to be in an area awash with predominantly wind-aspected ether.
In other words, there are a few places you can fly, and lots of places you can't.
The new Ishgardian airship hasn't left the boys much time for tinkering, meaning it may be a while before this particular project takes off. If you'll forgive the pun.
No, I don't forgive it. Tataru, yay!
Tataru, what's happened?
I've been looking all over for you. There's been word from Aldar. It's about Her Grace, the Sultana.
It seems you're required elsewhere. Leave the mana cutter with us. We'll see that she's airworthy and suitably equipped to slice through those winds. You, meanwhile, should concentrate on providing Rauban and the Sultana whatever help they need.
So adorably cute. A general summons. General Rauban says they may have uncovered the Sultana's whereabouts. And he wants you, by which I mean both of you, to go to the Waking Sands right away and help with the investigation. Come, Zera, pressing through Ishgard's plight may be... Our presence here will not serve to hasten the Mana Cutter's completion. Oh, pressing though Ishgard's plight. I said through. Let us return to the troubled lands of Thanlan and lend what aid we may. Tataru, have our friends at the congregation send a message to Estinian. Tell him we have identified a solution to our problem, but it will take some time to prepare. As you wish, Master Alfino. So the Waking Sands, Warrior of Light, 'tis past time Uldar was delivered from this darkness. I don't mind spending some money. Like half a K. Funny thing is, and it's kind of hilarious at times, I have not used a single Vesper Bay Aetherite ticket. Which instantly teleports you to here. Because I might need it sometime. Can't you get that one? Okay.
Thank you for coming.
No thanks are necessary, General. I trust your recuperation continues apace.
I cannot complain. Thanks to Higiri and her ministrations, I've regained much of the strength I lost during my imprisonment.
I gather you have made progress in the search for Her Grace.
Aye, some good fortune at last. A few days past, Dulala informed us that a sizable shipment of alchemical supplies had been delivered to the palace.
With Papa Shan's assistance, I set out to ascertain the source and nature of the shipment. My inquiries led me to Frondale's frontistery. There, I learned that an order had been placed for a curious substance designed to sustain patients trapped in death-like slumber. An invention of the former head alchemist, apparently.
A death-like slumber? This cannot be a coincidence.
It lends some weight to Dulala's claims, aye. Her Grace is likely somewhere within the palace, abed but alive.
Before making any attempt to extricate the Sultana, however, it seemed prudent to learn what manner of substance was used to induce her torpor. To that end, I made inquiries as to the whereabouts of the one most like to have administered it. The lady in waiting, Meriel. We sent for you as soon as we learned of her location. All that remains is to apprehend the woman.
We shall find our cat's paw in the Silver Bazaar. But we must tread carefully. The market is not the bustling place it once was, and someone is sure to mark our coming. Should they inform the monetarists, we'll have a fight on our hands. We must be prepared for the worst, and being short an arm, I thought it wise to take another in its stead. What say you, Warrior of Light? Will you lend me yours?
No.
Then I pity the bastard that stands in our way. Come, my friends, for Nanamo, and for Uldar!
Ow! 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 Okay, there's an ad about to start, so I'll wait for this. Ooh. Stretch. My back is really stiff today. I'm going to quickly go to the toilet. I will be right back. I am back with a packet of crisps. Okay. Our target is Meriel, the Sultana's former lady-in-waiting. A woman of Midlander heritage. I am told the two of you have met. Our sources indicate that she left the palace shortly after the incident and quietly rejoined the dwindling population of the Silver Bazaar. I suggest we begin by questioning the market's residents and confirm that Meriel is still in hiding there. To Ulda. I think, yeah. I think. This would be a waste of a teleport if not. Only 81 gil. Oh, was a waste of gil. Literally could have just taken a ship there. Let's just... hang on. Let's just walk it. Okay. Thought this was the place. So I kept having to visit here. But no, completely different. Nimbus! And we're off. Wow, we're flying that direction. I'm just going to finish with this packet of crisps. Ariel? Aye, she's here. Left the city for good, she says. Bear leaves the house, though. It's the one closest to the market entrance. Kickapoo. Reminds me of Kickapoo. And what brings you to our lonely little hamlet? I believe the arrival of your entourage just about doubled our population. Looking for Meriel, you say? If you're hoping to lure her back to Uldar, you may as well give up now. The girl's done with city life. How about prison life? Do I know of any returning residents? Gods, don't tell me they're starting to come back. My masters will not be pleased to hear of this. Search for Meriel. Well, it was the house closest to the market, they said. Doubt it's this. Never mind, it is this one. Hi, poisoner.
You are Meriel, the Sultana's former lady-in-waiting?
I know no one of that name. Pray excuse me.
Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, great.
General Alden!
We will have the truth from you, girl.
Mayhap it would be better coming from me.
Lonorito, you'd best talk fast.
As you know, Teleji Adeleji's Cartano reclamation bill was no more than a facade. A means to get his grubby little hands on that Allagan monstrosity Omega. When he learned of Nanamo's intention to abdicate, however, he was forced to amend his plans. Suddenly, assassination seemed the most promising way to further his ambitions. I am told Teleji had discovered a maid in whose veins ran the blood of House Thorn, a new, more pliable puppet to sit the throne. 'Twould have caused an uproar, of course, but few could have contested her claim. 'Twas plain that Teleji's wild machinations had outgrown our ability to control them. So I decided to usurp his scheme and left the fool to seal his own demise.
And what of Nanamo?
Oh, I have no desire to harm her grace. 'Twould profit me little to destabilize our government. Thus did I employ young Mariel here to administer a potent sleeping potion in place of a poison. You should know, General, that your dear friend Ilberd was fully aware of my plan. I had him lie about the assassination as a means to prime your rage against Teleji. We weren't entirely sure how you would react, but things went rather better than expected.
He decapitated a Lalafell.
You conniving little worm! You had your claws in the Crystal Braves before their first recruit had sworn to serve!
But of course, when a new game begins, 'tis only prudent to have a piece on the board. Ilberd was mine. Truth be told, a significant proportion of the Braves' initial endowment was also mine. With such large sums moving about, 'twas a rather trifling matter to disguise my own contribution. Ah, Ilberd. I secured his services with a promise to support his cause once my authority had been solidified. I swear, the man thinks of naught but prizing Alamigo from the grasp of the Empire. Unlike you, General, the poor fellow seems quite unable to forsake the land of his forefathers. Mayhap that's why he called you a traitor to your people and a disgrace to your homeland, amongst other things. What was it he always compared you to? Oh, yes, an overgrown lapdog begging for scraps at the Sultana's table. Oh, how we laughed. Alas, Ilberd's entertaining little outbursts eventually gave way to wearisome tirades, and the zealous brute became rather unruly. I had no wish to see you executed, you understand, but he would not take no for an answer. Rest assured, his employment with me has long since ended. Which brings us neatly to the present. What say you, General? Both you and the Sultana are alive. We have one corpse and one fugitive, and preparations have been made to restore your good name. Shall we cry quits and start again with a blank ledger?
God, he's such a scumbag.
The hells we will! Do you honestly expect me to forgive and forget? After all you've done? You're guilty of high treason!
Stay your blade, Master Aldin. You yourself are not innocent. Or have you forgotten your own crime in executing Teleji Adeleji without trial? Though you acted out of loyalty to the Sultana, such deeds are in violation of both the word and spirit of the law. If you would, Lord Lolorito?
I like how he looked at us for how to act.
This potion will wake the Sultana from her slumber. Consider it a gesture of conciliation. You will find Her Grace resting comfortably within her private chambers. Should you doubt my word, I shall willingly accompany you to the palace as your hostage.
I like not your motives, Lolorito. But you saved the Sultana's life, and for that, you have my gratitude.
That was such good framing on the shot of him walking into the light. Just the start of it.
Rauban Aldin, you are hereby reinstated as General of the Immortal Flames. The citizens of Ul'dah shall once more be united under Nanamo Ul'Namo, and together we shall usher in a new age of prosperity.
They go off into the light. Meanwhile, we stay in the shadows and do all the dirty work. Oh, Lolorito is such a scumbag, but it proves just how well it's written. That he has a point. He's not a bad guy. Bad guy. He's just in it for himself and always tries to play the game. By the 12, I feared Lord Lolorito's arrival would herald another bloodbath. Little did I suspect that he of all people would gift us the means to rouse the Sultana. Awakening in Ul'dah. Shall we also make our way to Ul'dah? I should imagine Bartholomew has been instructed to admit us. I mean, I've been walking around there just fine, crafting. Oh, he means to... Fair enough. Press enter. Okay, let's go to Chamber of Rule. Speed up and speed up. Also, it's great that not everything is a dungeon. Like, there's so much out in the world for it to be completed. Flame General Rauban mentioned you might be coming. Please, this way if you will. Where are the covers? Well, she lives in a desert, so I suppose it's probably really warm. And having a quilt cover might be a little bit difficult on the cutscene. Clever used to hide the limitations of feeding them.
I was having the longest dream.
"'Tis time to wake up, Your Grace. Another day begins in Thanalan, and the sun blazes bright upon the sands.
So happy that this is the way that it's gone. Not everyone has to die.
Her Grace is awoken. The palace physician assures me she is none the worse for her slumber. I believe Her Grace will soon resume her plans to place the government of Uldar into the hands of its citizens. Whatever path she chooses to take, I shall walk it with her. And we shall tread slowly, lest the nation be unsettled in our wake.
Her Grace's compassion is a shining beacon to us all. But what our city truly thrives upon is competition. 'Tis in the struggle against our rivals that opportunities are seized and fortunes made. And with the Empire on the offensive once more, now would hardly seem the time to turn our system of government upon its head.
Are you privy to new intelligence, my lord?
I would hardly call it new. Remind me, what was the name of that enormous Imperial warship which met its end in Mordona? Oh, wait, I have it. The Agrius. Yes, well, 'twould appear that the Garleans have been hard at work on another such vessel.
How close are they to completing this ship? Is it operational?
Its maiden flight was a success, I hear. I should imagine Emperor Varys is eager to see how it performs in battle.
Great.
My lords and ladies, I move that it is time to repair the damage caused by Teleji Adeleji and prepare our great nation to repel the Empire once more.
"'Tis well that the Sultana has awoken. The Syndicate yet needs to put its house in order, but 'twould seem the worst of the confusion has passed. Uldar has taken control of its future, and I must do the same. I have decided to disband the Crystal Braves. Among the recruits, there were those who supported our Order's goals and convictions with all sincerity. 'Tis my hope that these loyal men and women will choose to remain our allies in the battles to come. As for those who sided with the traitor, Ilberd, they shall be hunted down and held to account for their crimes. It is my earnest hope that they will surrender themselves peaceably when the time comes, though I think it unlikely.
Murder them.
Ah, my all-conquering Crystal Braves. The model army meant to pave the way for a single unified grand company of Eorzea. That so high an ideal should be brought so low. I need not tell you how deeply the betrayal stung me. Yet I see now that it was mine own naivety and pride which allowed the Braves to fall prey to corruption. As ever, it is to your own shining example that I turn for inspiration. Like you, I mean to stand firm in the face of hardship and give mine all for the cause. Let us resume the search for our missing comrades, that we might come together to shine the light of dawn across the realm once more. The role of Crystal Brave Commander suited me ill, and I shall play it no longer. Henceforth, I shall be no more or less than Alphino, proud member of the Scions.
He's had such a long journey to get to this point. I blush to speak thus of mine inner turmoil, but the fact remains there is no woman alive in whom I would rather confide. Were it not for your shining example, I might never have emerged from beneath the pall of my despair. Come on, Sid, it's time to link Pearlers up. Still no word from Master Garland. I hope this mana cutter of theirs is nearing completion. I am assured that her grace will make a full recovery. I and Uldar too shall flourish once more. General Rauban and his colleagues have matters well in hand, I believe. Lady Yugiri, a question if I may. I believe your people have been keeping a close watch on the Crystal Braves. Might you know how things stand at the Rising Stones? Ah, yes, of course. You will be pleased to know that the 3rd Unit Braves abandoned Revenant's Toll when they learned of Captain Ilber's defeat. The only blue uniforms to be seen there now are those worn by soldiers loyal to you, Master Alphino. To me? I see. I am grateful to hear that at least some of our members were true to their oaths. Ere we return to Ishgard, I must go to the Rising Stones and thank these stalwarts for their service. It shall be my final act as Crystal Brave's commander. Will you join me, Zera? You were there at the company's inception. It is only fitting that you be present at its end. And I would appreciate the support. Sure, just pay me for the teleport. And I'll be there. Fine. Stall. 300 gil? Highway robbery. He said, how is teleport enter the Rising Stones? Yeah, there we go. It listed other quests above it. I should come and do a bunch of these quests. Enter the Rising Stones? Yes. Commander, you're alive! And Zera too. I knew you'd scrape through. My splendid Crystal Braves, I have wronged you, all of you. My promises of glory and salvation have brought you naught but blood and betrayal. Bah, you'll not hear us complaining. 'Twas a sight messier than expected, aye, but we was still fighting for the freedom of all, just like we swore. Ain't that right, mates? Aye. You humble me. I am truly blessed to have such steadfast comrades. It is with the most profound regret, then, that I must. That's enough of that, Commander. We know what you've a mind to say, and we ain't having none of it. So, you used a double negative, so you are having it? Oh, I forgot. We've talked it over, see, and we're all agreed. You can take our uniforms and strip us of our ranks, but we won't be no less of a company. I do like that outfit. I kind of want it for me, but with a hat. But the Crystal Braves. The Crystal Braves may be finished, but the ideals upon which the company was founded live on. They bind us to each other, and to you. Commander, Alphino, our minds are made up, so you may as well get used to it. Let us help the Scions, let us help you find Minfilia and the others. Yeah, finally, someone's like, yay! Did you forget about Minfilia? And Thancred as well. And Eshtola, I think. My friends, after all that has happened, I know not what to say. Okay. Sniff, pray excuse me. I had enough. I had thought my tears spent. My grandfather used to say that one could measure a man by the constancy of his comrades. Mayhap I am the exception which proves the rule. Nay, do not protest. I know that I am not worthy of their loyalty, Zera. But as Thaliak is my witness, I shall do everything in my power to earn it. I must speak of future plans with the remaining Braves. Any information we uncover on the missing Scions will need to be shared with our allies across the realm, specifically Urianger in the Waking Sands and Tataru in Ishgard. While we are organising our various channels of communication, I would ask that you call upon Master Garland at the manufactory. I will join you in Ishgard as soon as I am able. Okay, let's go to the Foundry. Oh, Foundation. I always want to say Foundry, but it's Foundation. Love the music. Zera, how in the seven hells do you do it? I was just about to send for you. We have but this moment completed the Manakuta's first successful test flight. A few minor adjustments and she'll be ready to go. While we see to the finishing touches, you might want to pay a visit to Fortomp's Manor. A dragoon by the name of Estinian was looking for you. Oh, great. Well, at least he's not killing Nidhogg right now. Pillars, the last vigil. It's funny that this place is called The Architect, considering thanks to a certain streamer I've been listening to Architects the band recently. Pretty good, although one of the albums that I'm listening to starts off really, really heavy. It's probably too heavy for me at the moment. You fulfilled your obligations to the Uldans then? Mistress Tataru has been keeping me apprised of the situation. Once I learned that these mana cutters of Master Garland's were nearing completion, I saw no reason to tarry in the mists. For the present, Nidhogg seems content to remain in the area, plotting his revenge. Might not this be an apt moment to unfold our plans to Sir Aymeric? I think we have kept him in the dark long enough. Sir Aymeric has been eager to speak with you. Pray proceed. He's be voice acted.
All stands ready, Lord Commander.
Thank you.
The moment has come then.
Pray excuse my lateness. I paid a brief visit to the workshop to inquire about the mana cutters. The engineers assure me that they're ready.
The area is now but a short flight away. Yet what a long and winding path we took to reach this point. Were it not for Master Alphino's proposal, we never would have attempted to parley with the dragons. Though our negotiations yielded little, our expedition with Lady Isar taught us much.
You took an unimaginable risk. I could scarce believe the tale Estinian told.
Aye. 'Tis true that many of our countrymen would sooner die than join hands with the heretic's mistress. But 'twas through that most unlikely of alliances that we came to speak with Hraesvelgr.
A conversation that went rather poorly, as I recall.
In this instance, the journey was more important than the destination. Had we not slain Nidhogg's consort, Tiaman, and put the Great Worm on his guard, the Dravanians would have arrived at Ishgard's walls long ago.
Aye, that they would. Full grateful am I for every hour of respite your actions have afforded us. Thanks to you, our defenses are much improved. 'Tis but a pity they won't be enough.
Thus you believe an assault upon the area represents the city's best chance of survival. Is that not so, Estinian?
I am under no illusions. Nidhogg's might is legendary. But with his eye in my possession, I can stifle his strength at the source. Victory will be hard won, even so. And I shall be glad indeed to have the Warrior of Light at my side.
You shall have my blade as well. There are more of these mana cutters to be had, yes?
Lord Commander, no!
How can I, a proud knight of Ishgard, stand by and do naught while an outsider risks life and limb for our homeland? I swore an oath to protect this city.
Lord Commander, no. Lord Commander, yes!
Pray leave the slaying of dragons to dragoons, Sir Knight. Your duty to command the city's defense is no less vital. Should we fail, and Nidhogg slip through our grasp, Who then will hold the walls against him? Will you leave Ishgard in the hands of the Holy Sea's zealots?
The Machinists will help.
There are others. Who but you has the authority and the standing to orchestrate a city-wide defense? I do not, and neither does the Warrior of Light. That is why it is our place to fight, and yours to remain here, Lord Commander. What? You too, Master Alphino? By the Fury! You have shown some promise, but this adversary is far beyond your skills.
He barely said anything.
Your candor is appreciated, Sir Dragoon. I shall remain then and cheer you from afar.
Well, my friend, it would seem I have discouraged the last of the volunteers, and claimed the task as ours alone. But if any alive can best this worm, 'tis surely we too.
Okay. I've pricked Master Alphino's pride, I fear, but had I been less forceful, the boy would have insisted on accompanying us to the Eyrie. Do not think me blind to his talent. With a few more campaigns under his belt, I have no doubt that Alphino will make a fine field commander. But one does not practice on an adversary such as Nidhogg. We shall be hard-pressed enough without the added worry of carrying a novice. Aethercurrent, Manacot Key. We have tarried long enough. Let us call upon Master Garland and take possession of the Manacutters. Speak with Sid. Oh. He went to the doorway. I went away from the doorway because I'm smart. Nope, this way. Speed up, speed up. Zera, old friend, the cutters are ready when you are. The finer adjustments cost us a few sleepless nights, but we got there in the end. Which means you can get where you need to go. I tell you, these little beauties will tear through that wind barrier like a cermet drill through cottage cheese. It's a waste of cheese. And that, my friends, is a Garland Ironworks guarantee. You have our thanks. Come, Warrior of Light, the dread worm awaits. The Eyrie, now accessible. A new regular duty has been added to Duty Finder. Did I get the Aethercurrent, or do I have to defeat this first? I think I probably have to defeat it. Yeah, which means I will do this tomorrow, because I don't have time. Like, I normally have to end stream in around 10 minutes. The wait time alone might be 10 minutes. So yes, I will do this tomorrow. That's for certain. And then... yeah, tomorrow is Saturday. Because today's Friday the 13th. Then Sunday, I don't know if I'm going to play Final Fantasy XIV. I might play something else. Just to not do Final Fantasy XIV all the way through the week, non-stop, like how I was doing Baldur's Gate, because that got tiring by the end. So I'll probably do something different on Sunday and Monday, and then continue Final Fantasy XIV on Tuesday. If I can stop myself. I may still stream it. But yeah, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. We are gonna go and raid. Let's go and raid Dauntless. Assuming she's not ending already for some reason. Nope, she's not. She's playing Stardew. So, okay. Thank you all for being here. I hope to see you tomorrow for more Final Fantasy XIV, where we'll hopefully slay Nidhogg in the area. And yeah, have a great rest of the day. Bye.